Hey everyone, Ben from 4WD, and today we're going to go through the cruise control function and how to use it. Now, cruise control is an awesome feature to get the most out of your 4WD when you're out in the water, but it is an advanced feature that needs to be properly understood how it works to ensure safe use of your 4WD. So the 4WD cruise control works much the same as it does in a car. We want the motor to turn on to a certain throttle percentage and stay at that percentage until we tell it otherwise. So obviously that has some safety implications where the motor is effectively working on its own accord, and then you need to tell it when to turn off. So it's very important to understand. So to access the menu to turn on the cruise control function and to set it all up, we need to access the menu options inside the 4WD. So for all controllers, this is the same. We press and hold the cruise control trigger down and we tap the power button once. This gets us into the menu options of the controller, and then we can let go of that cruise control trigger. We can now see this little yellow arrow in the top left-hand corner of the screen that is pointing to pair. So to move that little arrow down to number 3, cruise control, we tap the power button once and tap it again, and now our little arrow is pointing at cruise control on off. So this is where we press and hold to select that. And now again, we can see the yellow arrows pointing at off, and there's a little asterisk next to it, a little star. So we need to tap it once to move the arrow down to on, press and hold to move the asterisk to on, so that now the cruise control function is on, and we press the cruise control to go back, and now we're back at the main menu. So now we need to set up what cruise control throttle we want when we're engaging cruise control. So again, we need to move the arrow down one position, press it once, and we're on number 4, cruise preset. Press and hold to select, and now we're in the cruise preset menu. We can see here from factory, the cruise preset is 36% throttle. Will engage when we engage the cruise control. If you wanted to change this, we press and hold the power button, and one of the digits starts to flash. If we tap the power button, we can change this to whatever we want. So let's go to 30%. If we want to change the next digit, we have that set to 0. If we want to change the next digit, we press and hold, the next digit starts flashing, we change our percentage, or change our digit, press and hold, the last digit will flash, press and hold, and we're back to the start. So we've now set 50% rather than the standard 36%. And to exit this menu, tap the cruise control, and we're back to the main screen. We use 36% because it's a really good balanced average between efficient motor usage and good return on speed through the water. So 36% for most people will probably give you about twice as fast as you could paddle, whether that's prone, sup, or lying on a board with a wing or something like that. It's probably going to move you through the water about twice as fast as you could move yourself. So that's a pretty good improvement, but it's also not using heaps and heaps of battery life trying to get somewhere unnecessarily. Times that you might want to play with this percentage a little bit is that on some boards, on some setups with some people in some conditions, 36% might be just that little bit too slow and you're not quite as stable as you'd like. And if you went to 38 or 40, you're happy to take the sacrifice of using a little bit more power and a little bit more runtime to go that tiny bit quicker to help you become a little bit more stable, especially with low volume sups in downwinding, for example. You want that little bit more stability. So now that we've got everything turned on in the menu, and now that you're out in the water and you want to engage cruise control, you can obviously use your throttle as a normal throttle trigger, fully proportional 0 to 100%, whatever position you choose. But to engage the cruise control, we use the cruise control trigger, and we need to tap it 3 times fully within 5 seconds to engage the cruise control. So 1, 2, 3. Now that the cruise control is running, we don't have to hold down either of the triggers, and the motor will just run at our preset 50% until we tell it otherwise. To disengage the motor, the simplest way to do this is to tap the cruise control trigger and the motor will stop. You can also pull the throttle trigger but you must pull more throttle than what your preset is set to. So if we're on 50% cruise and we pull 25%, nothing will change. The motor will continue running at 50%. But if we pull 100% throttle to get up on a wave, once we let go of the trigger, it will stop. So I'll just quickly demonstrate that. 1, 2, 3. We're on 50% throttle, we're cruising out, we see a wave coming, we turn onto the wave, we pull full throttle, we let go and the motor stops. So that can be very useful if you're using cruise control to taxi somewhere, whether it's to a wave or winging to get out to the wind line or downwinding just to hold your stability while you're moving along in the water. Once you then decide to go and try and get up on foil, pull full throttle, let go, the cruise control is disengaged. Other reasons why cruise control might disengage is loss of signal. So if the controller or box loses connection with each other, whether that's the controller going underwater or the box being attached to a very small prone board or something like that loses signal, the cruise control will disengage and won't automatically re-engage when you gain signal again. You'll have to engage the cruise control yourself. And of course that is for safety so that you don't lose signal, motor stops, regain signal, and it just takes off by itself. So again, you need to be very careful with the cruise control function. It is an advanced feature that you have to understand, and it's your responsibility to understand what implications it might have for your safety while using it. But it is a very, very helpful and useful feature when you're out in the water with your four-wheel drive. Now, one final note for any original four-wheel drive users that have the old assists or some of the early Assist Pluses. If your controller has the four-wheel drive sticker on it, as opposed to the etched logo, these older controllers don't have all the cruise control functions in the menu like we've talked about in this video. So if you want to use cruise control with your older Assist or Assist Plus that has one of these stickered controllers, please have a look at your user manual or contact us at 4Wheel Drive Support.